Hi guys, welcome to Cars and Health Bars. I hope you all had a wonderful week and are ready for a podcast. With that being said, let's get right into it. So whenever you think of a car that's slept on, I think that could vary from person to person really. But I mean, we're going to share our opinions and you can tell us what you think. But I think we can all come to common ground on a few particular cars that are slept on, and if not, maybe we could educate you a little bit on some cars in our opinions that are heavily slept on. Jordan, whenever you think of a car that's heavily slept on, what's kind of a few that come to mind for you?
So, I don't know if you want to say it's a slept on, but maybe people don't know really how good it is.
Maybe
The
overlooked.
C5 Corvette. A lot of people think, oh, just Corvette, like nothing special. But the C5 really has a lot going on for it, and I feel like a lot of people don't know.
So what are some aspects of the C5 that you would say are really not looked at whenever people are kind of looking over the C5?
The drag efficient is actually better than a C6, C7, and I don't know if it's better than the C8, but so super aerodynamic, great body design, and then the suspension geometry is really great. Double wishbone with the leaf spring. A lot of people delete it, but I mean, factory, you can actually adjust the ride height factory too. I like that a lot.
I didn't even know that.
And yeah, and then you got a great powertrain. The diffs and transmissions are pretty stout, and if you do have issues, there's readily available aftermarket parts there.
That's another thing too that I'm really going to take into account whenever I think of a car that's slept on. You can get one pretty cheap, especially if it's got a rebuild title. I mean, considering it's a Corvette, like you can pick up one of those.
You can pick one up for as much as a fifth gen. So I mean, you're going to outperform the fifth gen with a smaller displacement engine that's got just a few mods.
And I mean, the Corvettes had their interiors figured out. I mean, like you really feel like you're driving a somewhat updated vehicle whenever you're in a C5, I would say.
I'm actually not too big on the interiors, but a clean one, yes, I like. Just hard to find a clean one.
I always like Corvette because it just really feels like it wraps around you. I don't know if it's just because of how small it is. It's just I've always really liked how Corvette has everything laid out in the cabin.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you really came in with the heavy hitter at first. My kind of thing on slept on cars. Whenever I start thinking about those, I start thinking of more the import scene, and especially which I've done a lot of research on this car because I want to pick one up. The IS300, Lexus IS300. Every video I've seen says the exact same thing. It's been slept on for a long time, but the car scene is starting to pick up on it. Especially people starting to get into the 2Js and all that. They're starting to figure out, oh hey, this 4-door sedan, it's got a 2J in it. Granted, it's a non-turbo 2J, but still, it's a 2J nonetheless.
Yeah, and I mean, you can pick up the non-VVTi rod and piston for a few $100, so you're good for like 657 wheel around there.
Right. Unfortunately, these cars, especially with the Lexus, they just last forever and forever and forever. So it's really hard to find one that's low miles, and it's hard to find one that's manual. A lot of the ones I've came across is auto.
They're really like a grandma car, man. Like
yeah,
a lot of people's like grandmas have these cars and don't even like know what they got.
That's why you find these IS300s with like 2,000 or 200 250,000 miles on them because you just can't put them down. They're like a Nissan Altima. They just go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But that
should we say that the Altima is slept on? They seem, aside from maybe a CVT issue, they seem like they go for a while.
Good commuter car for sure. I'd definitely have one if I came across a good deal on a coupe or something. I wouldn't have it for anything other than gas mileage though.
Yeah, and maybe we should talk about more like reliable cars that's slept on too, because a lot of people don't know all the reliable vehicles.
See, that's why I really like the IS because it's like it's makes such it's a great commuter. It's four door, so if you got some buddies or a family, you've got that right there.
Everyone can
Grocery
ride with you
getter.
to the bar on Saturday.
Yeah, and I mean, like Caleb was doing joyrides at the car meet. Like it's just like perfect. Take three other buddies, go on a joyride, and show them what's up with the IS.
Yeah, don't sleep on it.
But yeah, that is a whole nother thing, and that's a big thing for me. That's why I'm being so particular on trying to find a daily because I want a daily that like I'm somewhat proud of. I'm like, hey, this is like the daily's kind of hitting. That's why I really want like I wouldn't mind having a nice Civic coupe, honestly, and that's the
Yeah.
God's honest truth. Like some Civics just pull it off if you're not running around running that cackle tune.
Pop, pop,
Yeah,
pop, pop, pop.
especially ones that are like lowered, man. I really like the
I really
Civics.
like some EKs, EGs.
I'm a big Fast and Furious fan, so I'm real big on those '90s model Civics, like everybody
Yes,
else
sir.
is. Yeah, the I wouldn't say the WRX is slept on, but it's definitely overlooked a lot, especially with the non STI. I mean, if you got a non STI, that's still it's still a WRX. It's a good daily for sure.
Yeah, I mean, when they don't have boost, those boxers are pretty reliable. Like you don't see a lot of issues out of them.
Yeah, and as far as the if I'm coming back to domestic, I don't know, which I owned one, but it was before I was like real crazy into speed and performance. I had a old 5-cylinder Colorado. I've heard from so
Yeah,
many people that those
I would
things are
kill for one.
shockingly fast, and I owned one, but like I said, that was before I really got my foot in stuff. But man, I've heard those are fast, and even if they're not fast, man, God, you imagine LS swapping a Colorado? That'd be so much
Yeah, I
fun.
can. I rode one.
Yeah, well, it's true. Yeah, I mean, I've just not really been big on the S10 platform. I think it's just because I never really owned one. I always owned the Colorado, so I always really wanted another Colorado. But of course,
I
the
just think
S10.
the looks are a lot better, and the aftermarket. You'd think the aftermarket for the S10 would be a lot better, but for LS swaps, it's still like there's only two or three header options, and they cost.
Yeah, that's the
And the
issue.
S10s just don't seem to have as much room. They don't look as nice usually.
Yeah,
You can pick up the Colorados a lot more nicer condition too.
yeah. I really think people are sleeping on the Colorado, especially these the drag
Yeah, I
drag
would
scene.
really like one.
The drag scene, everybody's going for these S10s and these older like pickups. But man, this Colorados look so nice. Like I love it. I think they were ahead of their time as far as their body style went because
Yeah, I love them. If I had one, bro.
if you look at the Colorado and then look at the GM facelift that came in '07, they really
Yeah,
took some stuff from the Colorado. It was a good body style.
agreed.
I start thinking
I,
about American, and I also start thinking of sleeper drag cars. And man, I don't know. There's a few drag cars that I see people can get their hands on super cheap, but they're not. And that I definitely want to look at my buddy the third gen.
hmm.
That's
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
the fourth gen. Everybody drags. Understandably great platform. You see the boomers in the second and first gens, and then you've got your sixth gen guys who just they got their car out the box. Same with the fifth gen guys. But man, these third gens, they're out there, but they are so far and few between. And it's like the fourth gen, but I'm sure it's slightly heavier, a little less aerodynamic, of
Nah,
course.
it's lighter and it's a better platform for autocross.
Well, is the fourth gen a unibody also?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Like you said, yeah, the third gen, and there is so much, like, take it from me, a guy who's building a third gen, there is an ungodly amount of aftermarket support for the third gen, cheap aftermarket support, like good, reliable brands that are just selling stuff.
BMR.
Yeah, TMR UMI is a really big one. Everybody goes
Yeah.
with. They make a lot of suspension components cheap. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could throw like 5K at my suspension, and I'd have it like dialed. Like there wouldn't be a OEM suspension part on that car. Yeah, I love it. That's why I love building that car so much. Is it's just like, and even at car meets and stuff. You don't see them. It's just like third gens just ain't out here.
I love the third gen. I probably best American muscle that you can pick up for not too bad a price.
Yeah, and
Like I see them for like $1,500 on Marketplace every day.
I mean that's what I got mine
It's
for.
just like a matter of time before I get one and throw LS in it. Like at this point.
Yeah, I mean they're so obtainable. The third gen is really. It's just like they made them for so long, and so many people got their hands on them, and they just sit and sit and sit. I'm like on my commute home from work, I see at least 3 that are just sitting in this, people's yards, just chilling, growing weeds up around them.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I'd be having me a third gen with like 6.0 in it. Be thumping.
I will say it was a little bit of a headache with the header situation, but if I had really committed, it probably would have been best as an aftersight to do a tubular chassis. That would have been so much better for my headache sake. But it's whatever. Definitely probably go tubular chassis for the LS build. I'm not trying to deal with that whole caboclo over again.
Yeah, I definitely would try and do it.
And for
Yeah, tubular chassis is cheap to do too.
I
So.
was about to say, for the price of the tubular chassis, it already comes with like all the motor mounts and everything. It's just like it's a no-brainer to do it. It's just time consuming. But
It's something you could probably do in a weekend if you really wanted.
yeah, it just me. I see so many horror films about taking those shock springs off, and I'm like, dear God, I'm gonna die.
Ah,
Oh
nah, you'll be alright.
yeah. I mean, as far as a daily slash sleeper car, what would you be picking up?
So I don't know if there's knowledge of these. I definitely see a few of them around LS Fest, but not a lot. I think people know the 5.3 is great, but in particular the Gen 5 5.3s. Can't remember L84, I think it is. Great platform. Probably in the trucks, we don't dyno them in fourth gear, but I would say you're probably putting down like 480 to 5 with a really good cam head setup.
That's
And
impressive.
I mean, yeah, I mean it's like slightly heavier than our cars, so I mean it's not really that much heavier.
Yeah.
And they look so good, bro. God, I love that body style. If Jacob would just lower his truck, dude.
Yeah, yeah. Those trucks, like those LT, people need to start looking at the LT. Everybody,
Yeah, I think Brian Toohey's about to surprise some people with the LT game on LS's.
yeah. I was gonna kind of tease at that. Is that what you think the big announcement's gonna be tomorrow? They're really teasing
Oh
with
yeah,
this big announcement tomorrow.
we already know.
Well,
I ain't gonna spoil it, but we know what it is.
I was gonna say it'll technically be today. Of course, we record this the night before, so yeah.
Oh, so I guess it won't be spoiled.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on when they announce because our podcast.
Because it may not even be what I'm thinking of. I just know it's in the works.
Yeah. Is it something that I already know about also?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I think I've told you.
That is a huge announcement then.
It's what I plan on running on the 416.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something to look forward to. The BTR announcement tomorrow. As a little side note, I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the show. I'm sitting here looking at my show notes. Oops. But yeah, whenever I was kind of prodding at you, trying to figure out, I know a car that you've mentioned is slept on. Whenever you start looking at Supras, is the Mark III Supra.
Yeah, I'm really looking into getting one.
And
The 7Ms are nice. You can build them, but a lot of people do the 2J swap.
that's the
And then you get the R154 trans, and those have a lot of aftermarket support.
that's the thing. Everybody thinks, oh, well, you want a Supra, like that's not slept on. But
Yeah, the Mark IV.
that generation, the Mark III, like nobody
Yeah,
really
and I like
talks
the
about
second gens too that sell like the Super.
it. Yeah, everybody
Holy
just
shit, hold up. We got a golden chicken jockey.
oh, but yeah. Yeah, I think it might even be the same way with the and I could be talking wrong, but I feel like it's the same way with the GTRs with the R33 because everybody hates that car, but whenever you look at it, it
I love
outperforms.
the R33.
It outperforms the R32. It doesn't outperform the R34, of course, but it's still a Skyline. It's still got that body style. Everybody just sleeps on it because everybody's focused on the R34 and the R32.
Yeah.
I heard another automotive podcast I listened to. He said there was a set of R32 headlights that were still in the original box. The pair was $10,000.
God, that's some like JDM car prices, bro. They're just ridiculous.
Yep, and it's just golly, I cannot fathom that price. Like who's buying that, man? Like why? I don't know.
I don't know. Couldn't be me.
No,
Can't even afford that on a whole engine build.
nope, ain't no way. But yeah, getting back to our topic, cars that are really slept on. I would say, from the aspect of just having a cool car to go to car meets and stuff in, I don't know if it's really slept on or not because one particular YouTuber really brought a lot of attention to the body, and it was because of that YouTuber that I fell in love with the body. So really, he kind of just put that spotlight on this car, the Crown Victoria.
Oh yeah.
That car, like, for just like doing burnouts and like just doing stupid stuff with not trying
Just
to be
thrashing.
fast. Yeah, just thrashing, just like being out there in the car scene. And I mean, you can get a hold of a Crown Vic like dirt cheap, like especially
Oh, yeah.
like an X Interceptor car. Like it's already been beat on, probably already got like a crap ton of miles on it.
They look so good too when they're done up.
Yeah, they do. Like you might slammed, murdered out.
They're
Like
just cool boats. And if you're gonna talk about that, you might as well mention like the Mercury Marauder. Dude, I don't even know if you know what that is, but
Yep.
those are dope.
yeah, Marauder. Yep. I mean, it's like a nice Crown Vic.
Same thing. It was
Yeah.
nice. We had a lowered one that come into Ford all the time, and I love that thing.
Really? Oh
yeah,
man.
it was dope.
Yeah, I found out still through same guy Cletus. He had a boosted one, and that thing was so cool, man.
Yeah, I would love to have a boosted like lowered Marauder. That's like a cool like power like a power tour or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's as sleeper as it gets. You see a Marauder. I mean, like I said, half people don't even know what a Marauder is because they just like. I mean, it looks like a Crown Vic, but it's a Marauder.
They just don't even know.
They don't even know. Yeah, got them nice seats and everything. It's like the Cadillac.
It is.
Yeah.
So you got any more sleepers?
Yeah.
or-
Yep. I do, and it's something you told me about. You start looking at these UPS trucks.
Ah,
I,
dude, that's 6-0.
I heard I had a really late delivery come. Usually, if a delivery don't come to my house by 2 p.m., I'm like, all right, he ain't showing up because normally I bring my stuff by like lunchtime. But I was out in the shop working on my car, and he shows up. It's like 4:30. I'm like, dang, I'm be like out here late, and he got on it leaving my house, and I'm like, that thing got a huge muffler on it, but I could still hear that thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't know your local UPS truck, if it has not switched to electric, I don't know if that's a thing yet or not, but those UPS trucks that are commonly around America have an LS60 in them.
Yeah, like LQ4 or something. I don't know. Either way,
They
dude,
scoot.
if you can find like one part it out, I mean, take that engine, bro.
Man, that's just like, that's so wild to think that that's in there. I mean, like, you would expect
That's America.
that's that's how. Listen, we need to just stop and say thanks to our UPS service. Your package is being delivered via LS Power.
That's what we want.
That's
And also, if we want to talk sleeper trucks, I kind of mentioned the Gen 5 LT trucks. The Coyote trucks are exactly the same. You instead of doing heads cam, you just throw boost at it, and it just makes as much power as you want.
yeah, and I'm sure our LS guys are gonna hate to hear that, but I mean, if your thought process on a Mustang goes as deep as they're gonna kill crowds and they're slow, man, you have no idea what a Coyote would do to you if it had boost. Like,
Yeah, for real. They be hurting. Small displacement don't mean a thing.
Trust me, I was just like you. I was just sitting around thinking, man, the Coyotes, they'll if I have a cam, they ain't keeping up. But if they have boost, I ain't keeping up. Like them Coyotes
Yeah,
do,
I
they
mean, even
eat
a football
boost.
on Gen 2 E85 is smoking scat packs that have cams and intake. Like, it just. Why build the 6.4 when you can build the 5.0?
I mean, we hate to hear it, but I mean, we're really not in our power band until we're like up top, anyways. It kind of
I
sucks.
and if we're gonna talk about sleepers, the opposite would be the Hellcats and shit.
Yeah,
Oh, they're fast. Nah, not really. It ain't that fast anymore, buddy. Like you're getting like heads cam 6 shin Camaros that are gonna gap you.
yeah. I mean, and two, if you even take like one of those out to the track, like a circle track, like you're getting your lunch eat all day long. Like you're gonna throw that boat in the
Yeah,
ditch. That's like all these Mopar guys think about. It's like I beat you in a straight line. All right, buddy. If a turn comes up, I'll see you later.
yeah. I mean, straight line, they're all right. You gotta do a lot to anything really if you're gonna beat a drag car straight line.
Yeah. You were talking about trucks, and that got me thinking about another truck that's kind of slept on. Is these
Cyclone.
well, I was thinking more the GMT 82 and the or whatever that body style is, and the
GMT 800.
yeah, and the Cat Eye. Like
They
the,
kind of go along with that Gen 5 truck, but the LS version pretty much.
yeah, which we've got a close friend that's building one, and man, those things look so clean. The single cab short bed, they just look so cool, man.
That's the red truck, buddy. That's work truck.
Yeah, that's like the pinnacle shop truck. Like put that thing some even like an NA build on one of those. Like God, they just so cool.
They don't weigh much. I mean, they probably weigh less than a fitch end or close to it, I wouldn't know.
Like a torque machine, dude. Like golly.
Yeah, I like them. They just got this slippy in them, the 4L slippy, so that's
Yeah,
kind of my beef with them.
that is. Yeah, that's very true. But I mean, that kind of isn't too bad of a thing because if you blow up the 4L Slippy, a lot of the best trans are 4L Slippies that have been gone through and beefed up.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's
You can
like
spend your money and get a good one.
it's almost like run it till it blows, and then when it does blow, like just beef it
Go
up.
to the junkyard and get one, or beef it up.
Yeah,
It ain't going to cost a lot to go to the junkyard.
that is kind of the
They're
good
another
thing.
thing.
That is the good thing about the 4L Slippy. It
If
is.
you have a local junkyard, there will be a 4L60 in it somewhere.
Yeah.
I guarantee you there will be one.
Yep. You're not wrong. They're just like so mass produced. Like they were in everything.
It's inevitable. You're gonna find it.
And I mean, even if you wanted to like ball out, just I'm sure it's not too terribly hard to find a TH400 either. But you just got 4-speed.
Yeah, TH400 is all right. It's kind of a little harder to find the TH400s,
Yeah.
But TH350 even, I mean, they're really good when they're beefed up.
True. Yeah. I don't know, man.
Trying to think of any other sleeper builds. We definitely got, your clapped out Civic that, is gutted and weighs like 2,400 pounds.
Yeah. Gen 1 Eclipses are cool, but I wouldn't say they're slept on.
I would.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people think that, there's the 90s, import. They're not that fast. Dude, some of them, like, 4Gs, bro. Or I think they're 2G, actually, but don't sleep on them, bro. They hurt you.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. Like, you think, oh...
Evos, they're just like an Evo, especially the all-wheel drive ones. They might as well be an Evo.
Yeah.
Well, the block, they don't got the same engine and the same turbo, but that's very easily fixed.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of conversion kits out there. Especially, there's so much support for the 90s model import scene.
Yeah, the all-wheel drive Eclipse especially, man, don't sleep on that thing. It'll hurt your feelings. Even the autos, dude.
That's a big thing with horsepower guys is they see these like imports making like 400 or 500 horsepower and they're like, oh, I'm making like 7 in my Camaro. Well, they're making that horsepower go a lot further because they don't weigh anything at all. Plus they got boost behind it. Like Don't
Yeah, if
let.
you're in a non-boosted domestic car, you really don't want to be talking smack to any boosted
Yeah,
import.
yeah. Uh, yeah, you will get your lunch eaten in the big end for sure. They will be catching you.
And then, uh, would you say an Integra is slept on? I feel like a lot of people do be sleeping on Integras. There are some nice ones, but they're kind of few and far. So,
Yeah, a lot of the '90s model imports. I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss because I start thinking of the GT350 or maybe it's the 3000. I think that's their 3000.
oh
Uh,
yeah, Mitsubishi.
Dodge Stealth
Or
slash
I
Dodge
mean, yeah,
Stealth.
stealth.
Uh, yeah, those cars they have a weird look to them. They didn't really fall in line with that '90s
They
model
were
look.
really hyped when they first came out.
Yeah, they do
My
have
mom
a.
almost bought one.
They have so much issues though. I would say that's why a lot of
Yeah,
people sleep on them is because they have a lot of issues. I wouldn't
you can
mind
still
having
find
one.
clean ones for a good price, though. Really.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd own one, but I'd definitely consider it.
it's hard to find somebody to work on
The
an
twin
import.
turbo one is,
Oh
twin
yeah,
turbos is nice.
it's hard to find somebody that would want to work on something that old. And that I wouldn't say
There's,
rare, but
Kingeries would, but they'd probably not like you.
yeah.
Mm. Caleb would be like, "Why you got me working on this?"
Yeah, but yeah. As a closing note on the car topic, I was gonna say this at the beginning of the show. I'm not sure if this is national, but our town is wanting to draw awareness to it. This is a tire awareness month. If you are a someone that has vehicle that has same size tires, which we can't because we have meats in the back, but man, rotate your tires. Like just check your tire pressure
Yeah,
every now and again. It's tire awareness month here. We're just trying to make sure you guys are safe out there. There's nothing worse than having
yeah,
excess
especially if
tire
you
wear.
road tripping, check your oil, check your fluids,
Yeah, and I mean, I would
just the basics.
I would say it's a good rule of thumb to have your tires rotated every oil change, at least
Yeah,
every other. But that's all I've got for the car topic. Let's throw it to a quick break and we'll jump right into this gaming. We're back from
about to
our
have
break.
an OP pick.
Oh, that's good news. Uh, man, I'm not gonna say I singled out this topic because of you, but you were a big
You're
inspiration
welcome.
for this topic. We want to talk about the most rage-inducing games, which I've calmed down a lot since my rage game days.
Do you think I have?
No, I think it's gotten much worse.
I don't know. I've always been like this, I think.
uh, man, I've really calmed down. I don't know if it was because I got a calm down, got a family. I don't know. I just remember before I met you, I was like, God, I'd get mad at single player games, man.
I can see like you on art.
I I don't that art kind of got to me, but I remember specifically back in like middle school. There was this one game. It was I was super big into fighting games whenever I was that age. I had like the Mortal Kombat and
Yeah.
you remember that TV show that came on Spike called Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah, I fucking love that show.
So there was a video game out that was kind of like the show. You did the challenges, and at the end you fought against whoever was the other Deadliest Warrior. Man, I'm telling you, that game like made me so mad. I just remember one time I like just ripped my headset off and slammed it on the ground and like shattered it.
Ah,
I probably did that to like 3 of those Turtle Beach X12s. Like I was the killer
tell
of
me you're
those
messing up the
headsets.
good ones.
I know. I had a terrible temper whenever it came to those fighting games because it's like I don't know why they were so hard. Fighting games back in the day, like
I
especially
agree.
Mortal
Like
Kombat,
Tekken on its hardest difficulty would mess me up.
and it's like Mortal Kombat. You do the whole tournament where you have to climb the ladder, and you get to the very last guy and just get your cheeks slapped, dude. It's
Yeah.
like the most like infuriating. Like I've spent an hour just to get my like cheeks clapped at the very last guy. Like, there's nothing to make you more
Yeah,
mad
it's
than that.
infuriating for sure. All that time down the drain.
That was me though, man. I know for sure I busted a controller. I had like a terrible temper, man. I
Tommy was not about it.
I don't remember being that bad on like Call of Duty. I know I'd get mad and like rage and game chat, but whenever I think of the peak of my game rage, it was definitely back then in those fighting games, and I think that's why I just like in a fighting game I was already like being violent in the video game, and I'm just like now it's time to be
Yeah.
violent in person.
That's a good analogy. I like that.
Whoever comes up to me next is getting a fatality on them.
That's right.
Yeah, I could see that coordination. Video games do cause violence. You heard it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I really calmed down because I know after I put the fighting games down, I kind of moved into Call of Duty and like Minecraft for sure. Battlefield, yeah, which it's I don't know. I don't even really remember you getting mad at Battlefield. Battlefield is just one of
Nah.
those games that's just like so chill. It's just like
I can't get. Well, yeah, I can.
Battlefield is
You
just
already know
like,
what I get mad about on
Oh.
Battlefield. You know it.
yeah, that is true. Yeah, but
There's one
see,
thing on there, and it's for good reason I get mad.
that's the thing about that's why you don't stay mad at Battlefield, because if the dude's just sitting there clapping your cheeks in the AA, you could easily just go back to being on the ground and like avoid
you
him.
just instantly become his biggest problem the rest of the game, and it's fun.
That's the issue with Call of Duty is like there's no way to change the pace, like as far as like moving to a different position in the map. Like it's a 6v6 with 3 lanes. You're gonna run into that guy again.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
Like if you're playing Battlefield though, if the dude's camping the AA, he's camping the AA. If you switch to infantry,
Yeah.
you ain't gonna see him again.
I mean, good luck doing what you want to do in the air. If there's a good player in the AA, you might as well forget it.
When you got the guy in the AA and he's just killing you left and right, that's whenever it's time to get the homie with the C4 Jeep and pay him a
Yes,
visit.
sir. It's time for you to meet your maker.
It got a special delivery.
Homie ain't ready for what's about to hit him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the main thing that makes a game where you can't rage is there's an easy way to change the pace. That's why I really like Battlefield. It's just like you just get so mad and you could just go do something else on the maps.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think there's any other game really that I've had that you can change the pace that much.
Yeah, that's very true. Well, it comes with big maps. Yeah, I mean, Warzone you'll eventually get pushed into people. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. It's pretty much Battlefield is where it's at for changing game pace.
Yeah, Battlefield is goated, so don't sleep on it.
Yeah. Did you ever really have any games where you raged out a lot whenever you were growing up, or was it mainly just me?
Jeez, yeah, Tekken I got mad at a lot. That's because of my dad.
Oh yeah.
He always trying to make me mad on there. Trying to think, what else? I never really got mad at a lot of stuff when I was younger. I think that kind of happened more as I got older. Because as a kid, I was very carefree. I still am, but like that is worse.
Yeah.
So,
I guess you have your traditional, burning in lava in Minecraft. I mean, that'd make you mad, but not like too crazy. I mean, you get your stuff back kind of easy. Unless you lose like a really good pickaxe whenever you burn.
yeah, that's about the worst it gets. And even then, it's like, whatever.
But, I mean, I still do get a little frustrated, but I wouldn't say I'm to the point of breaking stuff mad anymore. Especially not having a parent to buy my stuff again.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess we could stop bushing around the beating and talk about your problem.
My problem, damn.
We need an AAA meeting.
Oh my god. Put me on blast.
I mean, I don't want to
I'm not the one with the problem, okay? I'm always good.
Yeah, it's the teammates that are the problem.
Correct.
And the skill-based matchmaking that's the problem. And the fact that you lose more ranking currency than you gain.
I don't know if you do for sure, but it just feels like it to me. So I'm gonna say it.
Oh yeah.
I ain't even trying to talk about it, bro. But I guess we can mention it.
Rocket League.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
I want to do a
I
whole
don't see. Most people probably don't think I got an anger issue at all.
like who? Uh,
But
yeah, I think you just care a lot about that game, and and you're so competitive. I think that's where it comes from. You are so dang competitive, and you just like want to win. And it's like when it's out of your control, where it's like you have to rely on a teammate. It's just like it infuriates you that he's not giving as much as you're giving, and it's like that's and
I
you
don't want to be a giver.
you inevitably end up losing, and it's not really your fault because you've got all the points in the game, and your teammates just sitting over here like hogging the boost, and if anything, making it more difficult for you to carry.
Yeah, I know that. See, it's not that I can't carry. It's that you're not letting me carry half the time. I am that guy. You just got to let me be that guy.
You are the main character, and homie's trying to take that spot.
Yeah, I see. I think there's just an attitude problem with everyone on Rocket League too. Because usually I'm chill if my teammates chill.
Yeah, and I've noticed too, which I don't play any Rocket League actually. I've tried it a few times, but I watch Jordan almost every time he plays just to entertain myself. But it seems like every time, every time what really sets you off is whenever a teammate just starts getting really crappy with you, like just saying really smart stuff, like quick chats, and it's just like and
The
accusing
quick
you.
chats, bruh. Yeah, and accusing me like throwing or something. I make mistakes, bro. Like I'm human. I'm not a robot.
Yeah, and it's like you do one thing wrong and your teammate immediately turns on you. Like,
Yeah, nah, it's like no respect.
yeah, they
Like, oh,
just.
this guy thinks he can just lose the game for me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're
This
not
is
going to
got
carry me
confused.
perfectly.
Yeah, like I guarantee you, every game you play, you can improve somewhere. There's no need to be toxic. Like there's always room for improvement. For
Yeah,
me, for the best player in the world.
that's such an issue with anybody. Like if you're walking
Yeah,
around thinking you're
self
the best,
control or like entitlement, I guess is.
there's always going to be somebody that plays different than you. There's always going to be some way to
Yeah.
improve your play style. And like
Just playing the way you want to play the best you can is the best way to play.
if you already think you're the best there is, you ain't. And that attitude is going to get you a lot of losses.
Yeah, like a lot of people think it's their teammate caused the losses. No, it's your attitude. I've I've done in Rocket League. I've tried different things out when it comes to my attitude, and it's hard. But I think with practice, anyone can really, control their maybe anger or whatever issue you got. It's causing you to get mad at a game. Because I'm definitely, and I think it goes with like how your life's going too. Because if I'm having a bad day, I'm definitely more likely to get mad at Rocket League.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of like you've pent up this day like deep
Yeah,
inside,
and
like
it's
bottled
never
it
I
up.
start it. It's just
You,
if you're gonna be shitty with me and it's a bad day for me, then I feel sorry for you.
yeah, you bottled it all up and like trying not to blow up on your friends or family, and you run into one random guy that thinks he's like got it going on. You're like, all right,
Yeah,
you get me
yeah.
the
Some
bottle
guy
opener.
thinks he's hot shit.
You're getting this bad day. I'm
Yeah,
letting it all rip.
you're getting everything that I've accumulated today.
It's like that episode of Regular Show whenever Benson piles up all his anger and he
Yeah,
eventually just
that is me on Rocket League, dude.
he screams him into a hole.
I feel like that's just casual players on Call of Duty whenever they like have I don't know, just any casual like modern Call of Duty player
God, I
because they be playing like their life on the line. You gotta know they mad.
that is how I feel, but I'm not the guy sweating. I'm the guy getting like dumped on by the sweats, and it's so
Yeah, me
infuriating.
too.
It's
And
like
I'm good at the game. And dude, I'm telling you, there's some shady shit with MW too. I don't know if you watch much TikToks about it. I don't, but like the ones I do see, it's like skill based. Maybe not skill based, but it's like hit reg is ass on the game. Because I'll see a dude, his gun fires like 6 times. There's 6 muzzle flashes, but then he only gets like 2 hit markers. Like there's this one clip where this dude is going up the stairs or up this ladder, so he didn't even have his gun drawn. This dude was blasting him, and the dude jumps off the ladder and like just fucks him up.
Huh.
That's like why I got anger issues is because like games, especially newer CODs, man, they're just not done yet.
No, I 100% agree. I
Like
just
games not being finished yet is definitely because I feel like 10 years ago, a lot more games were polished when they came out, and that's probably why I had less anger back then too, is because there's less game issues causing me. I shouldn't suffer for game issues, is how I feel.
you're exactly
I'm
right.
the consumer. I pay for the game.
Back then you didn't see these patches every week, every month on making weapons more fair
Yeah.
and balanced. The
The
only
only older game I can think of is Battlefield 4 that was bad off launch.
yeah. That's kind of where it started because I mean like back in the older Call of Duty games like I don't even really follow much with the patch notes on Black Ops
There's out
2.
of map glitches or something. That's about it. And they get patched pretty soon after the game came out.
Yeah. But I mean, whenever patches would come or whenever updates would come out, it would always be a new map. It wouldn't be some fix, like. And if it was, like I
Yeah,
said,
it
it would
was
be a
new
small one.
content, and it wasn't shit content that you had to unlock through a battle pass.
I don't know.
Content should just be content.
It's just
It shouldn't
like
be like it shouldn't promote you spending money or anything like. And content shouldn't be small drops. It should be a decent amount at one time. Like that's what I hate about the battle pass and all these. Uh, what do they call them? I can't
tears.
think.
I don't know.
The skin packs that you can
Oh
buy.
yeah,
All
battle
the
packs, all that. Yeah.
well on Call of Duty, like all the tracers for the guns
Oh
and the
yeah.
camos. There's so many of those. There's no reason for there to be that much shit. Because the only time I remember on the CODs I enjoyed playing skins coming out was after the game was dead, like Black
Yeah.
Ops 2.
Or you earned them. Like you didn't have to
Yeah,
waste your
or you
money.
earned them. I loved like Black Ops 3 was so good about that.
Yeah, you could tell whenever you were like in a
Dark
game.
Matter was so good on that game.
You could tell whenever you ran into a player that actually invested time into the game because they had a dope skin, and like now
Yeah,
you run
and
around and you're like,
also calling cards and shit.
oh
Where
yeah,
did all that go? You remember on MW 3, MW 2, all the good calling cards?
yep.
God.
Now it's just like having like a moving calling card back then was like, oh my god, that guy was
Yeah.
like,
They're kind of getting off the rage point, but this is what makes me rage at Call of Duty now.
yeah, same too. I mean, like those tryhards too. They were wearing that Call of Duty League skin. They're
Yeah,
like,
CDL skin,
yeah.
every fucking one.
I mean, Call of Duty. If I think of a game that makes me rage now, and that's the whole reason I don't play it is because it just makes me so angry. Like, is Call of Duty because like the skill based
Spawns are
matchmaking.
ass, skill-based matchmaking's ass, weapon balance is kind of ass from, there's always like one gun that's just really like the AK-74 when it first, God, bro.
Yeah, and
OP.
then so the gun gets overused and then they nerf it and then it's just the next gun comes along and it's just like
Yeah.
they're eventually just going to nerf every gun and it's just like I don't even know, man. It's so weird this cycle that Call of Duty goes through. It's like they almost put out guns knowing they're overpowered. People overuse
Yeah.
them. I don't know, man.
I mean, there were OP guns on the original CODs too, but I don't know. It seemed like people didn't complain about it as much back then, like the FAL and stuff.
Yeah.
The ACR on MW2, like people loved them, and they were good, like performing the best. But
That
there
is,
was like hate about like the one that I think about the most is the MP7 on MW3.
yeah.
Thing was goaded,
But like
and the PP901M, dude, that thing was goaded too.
back then, that's another thing that I really like about the old Call of Duties is now it's just like there's no gun variety. Like everybody uses the same overpowered gun. Back then, like everybody just used, what they wanted to, what they felt like using, what they were good with. It's just like now it's just like everybody's using the same gun. That's like whenever, man, it was that Scorpion kind of gun came out in Modern Warfare and like everybody used it all the time, the high fire rate gun, and it just like every time a new gun comes out, that's all anybody uses, especially if it's overpowered, of course, because you're at a huge disadvantage if you don't use the overpowered gun.
Yeah, I kind of disagree with having to unlock guns in DLC too. I'm not a fan of that. Like the Peacekeeper and all that in Black Ops 2, that I'm not a fan of that. I think you should be able to unlock the gun in game by completing challenges or something.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how you keep players happy, is you keep giving them good content, not shitty content. Otherwise, people are gonna get mad and quit your game like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
People only buy it. Yeah, they're rumoring Black Ops 2 remasters, and I'm not gonna buy it. I think if they even do it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even think I'm gonna buy it because I just feel like they're gonna ruin it.
Yeah.
I'll look at it and I'm not gonna pre-order it, but if it's good, I'll buy it.
Call of Duty's not going to be able to remake the movement system that they had back then, and that's what's going to hurt everything. Like, the games just don't play the same. They're not on the same engines. They just don't move the same
You
anymore.
move slower in the newer CODs.
Yeah. It drives a lot of people into corners. That's why everybody loves
Yeah.
Shipment, because it's a small map. You can get around quick, and if you don't want to, you can just sit in the corner in the middle and get streaked out, you know?
Yeah, it's just easy.
That's something that just makes me so angry, is just like Shipment. It's just like, it's kind of like Nuketown, but 10 times worse. It's like, it's always a one-sided match. You're either on the team that's like got streaked out, or you're on the team that's like everybody's constantly leaving because they're getting streaked on.
Yeah, so I was thinking of another game we get mad at, and I don't know if you'd say we get mad at it, but the Wreckfest I kind of get mad at a little bit too, I think.
Yeah, I think everybody does, because it's just like you get those bus guys, man, and you get like so many of
That
them.
stuff just, I don't mind a few, I enjoy a few,
Yeah,
but there's never a few, man. It's like five.
yeah. And like, they just ruin the race for like, it's a good balance whenever you've got a couple buses, a couple guys that are messing up the buses, and then everybody else between just trying to race and have fun. Like, that is like,
Yep.
that's the greatest Wreckfest match ever. It's just like us trying to keep the buses away from everybody else. We're the good
Yeah.
guys. Like, it's so much fun. That's like what makes the greatest
I love
Wreckfest
hunting
lobby.
the buses, bruh. And they're the ones who get mad after that too.
Yeah. And then that's whenever, like, especially like the bus guy, or like, say me or you like accidentally like ram like a normal car trying to keep a bus away, and then he gets mad and becomes a bus guy, and then that's the snowball effect. Like,
Yeah.
that's whenever you get like a bus lobby and like everybody's leaving because nobody wants to put up with that.
It's always the whole lobby leaving.
Yeah. Uh,
People getting mad about names on Wreckfest.
yeah, that too. I'm
Can't
just,
have. I don't know if we should say it, but people be getting mad about names on it.
yeah. I know one game that it makes me upset, but not like super mad. But like the way GTA is turned into, like, it's on.
Oh yeah, I do not.
It
Man,
just
I
makes
can't
me
do
sad, because GTA Online used to be so much fun, like so much fun.
Hopefully the new one is,
Now it's
got
just
some.
like, it might as well be Call of Duty Warzone, but like the enemy always is streaked out because he's running around on a flying motorcycle. Like,
Yeah, I hate the interceptor or whatever.
I mean, before that motorcycle was the turning point of GTA Online. 'Cause
Yeah, that really was.
it used to be so much fun. GTA Online, doing like missions and free roam. That was kind of, GTA Online was a lot more fun before that, but it still added some more fun to free roam.
Yeah, I didn't mind like the VIP and stuff.
It gave you
It's
something
just
to do.
the other stuff kind of ruined it. And they've taken it too far with having so many businesses. You should only be
Yeah.
able to have one.
Yeah, I agree. You got like, you're a drug dealer, you're a
Choose
biker,
your one, and
you're a
it'd be more
VIP,
unique. There'd be different ones in every game, and you could mess with the other businesses or something,
or have
but not
like,
in a way that's like as gay as it is now.
that'd be cool to have like even special contracts, like, you're a weed dealer business, and the biker guy wants to like meet you up for a trade, and like you could have like, that'd be
Yeah.
so good.
Like, here's some blow, give me some weed.
Yeah. I don't know. GTA had a good system before they started adding all that crazy stuff.
There's a lot of potential. It's just an open world, dude.
Yeah.
And now that game is just like, like people always be getting mad at it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, even the people with the motorcycles, because there's always going to be somebody that
Yeah,
is,
they're always the mad ones.
yeah, I'm going to kill the whole server with my motorcycle because one guy made me mad. Everybody
Yeah.
must pay.
Homie, chill. This is GTA
Yeah, right.
12.
I'm trying to think, man. Back for Blood gets pretty annoying sometimes.
Yeah, I was wanting to talk about pre-patch
Yeah.
because that was annoying.
If you don't,
Apex Legends is really annoying because it's only the sweats on there now.
yeah.
That game really does make me mad.
Arc makes me mad in a way where I
God,
don't get angry. It's just it's so like disheartening, especially like, we've talked about Arc before, but I mean, we could retouch it just for a second. Like, getting Arc is just one of those games where you can hit it hard for like, I'd say 5-6 hours and get set up to the point to where you feel halfway comfortable getting off. You get back on the next day and it's just like there's nothing left, and it's like, man,
Yeah, or
can
you
I
put like a
install
week
this?
into the game, and then the alpha's like, nope.
Yeah, like they see a tribe that's like starting to get their footing, and they're like, nah, I'm not, nah. And I don't know. I feel like ARC servers that are so fun and so wholesome are just starting to become so far and few between, because I've seen them. I've seen ARC servers where the alpha and the beta, like, actually, I mean, what's a set of flak armor to them? They're in tech tier, you know. They're running around just trying to get drops. You know, they'll drop off a set of armor to you or whatever. There used to be servers like that where people would help other people. There'd be wars and stuff, but it's just like they're not. I
That's
think
fun though in a PvP server. It's just I feel like respect has the thing to do. Like there is no respect for other people in the online communities.
no, like why would you? What's the point in picking on the little guy? You know, there ain't nothing. You're not gaining nothing. Like
I think it's fine to even raid lower level people. It's just
killing
maybe
all
if
their
they're
teams.
really that, yeah, it's like if they're really that much lower, then maybe you shouldn't ruin the whole server for them.
Yeah, it
Especially
just.
when you start ruining metal spawns and stuff, man.
Oh
That
yeah,
stuff's gay.
and you start like. You got to think these lower guys are guys that are going to start putting time into the server. I mean, you older guys are more likely to dip out than the guys that are coming
Yeah.
up. You know, you're just like ruining it for the next guy. Like, why? What do you gain from that? You don't gain anything. What are you going to go tell your buddy that you killed a beach bob? Like, cool.
Yeah.
You're so cool. You
Cool
killed a
for
beach
you.
bob with a freaking maxed out Rex.
Yeah. Are you watching my stream?
No.
Look at this. Zombie dropped it. Feather falling forward.
Oh wow. Jordan is
Let's see if
still.
this dude.
If you've watched our last podcast, Jordan's still on a crazy Minecraft grind. But yeah, I wanted to hit on one last game before we wrap up here. That, man, I hate it so much because I played on mobile and I loved it on mobile. I played a lot at work. I know you're super anti-mobile games, but I was at work and on a hustle. But I know for a fact on PC because I tried. I know I'm not that bad, and I know mobile is easy. But if I don't even think I managed to get a kill on PC. But PUBG, dude, you want to talk about some sweats, dude?
My dad plays PUBG Mobile.
PUBG Mobile is so much fun because it's like easy. It's not super. I mean, you get in hard matches occasionally, but PUBG Mobile, it's just like Jesus Christ. Did you Warzone people get bored and get on here? Like, my God, it's like everybody is like constantly like listening to every little step. Like, you just get one guy that's just hiding out in a building all game. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to like PUBG PC because, like I said, I was a big fan
Man,
of PUBG
when it
Mobile.
first came out, it was fun.
I mean, I think it was probably one of its first of its kind as far as the battle royale games go.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Kind of a trailblazer of sorts. It's sad to see a game like that, something like that
Yeah,
happen.
he's been working on another game for a while, so hopefully when it does come out,
I
pretty
don't
good.
know. All you guys in the comments, just tell us it's a skill issue.
Yeah,
But
don't
yeah,
hurt my feelings.
yeah, that'll just make us rage even more.
Yeah.
That's all I've got for this topic. I've got I think I'm just going to use my generic outro, little into the show because it's getting quite late. But I do have a couple announcements. Be looking for our mini series. We're looking to start recording here very soon. I'm kind of hoping to have it launched by July. That would be ideal. I want to hopefully start around the 4th of July. I think it's going to be an awesome mini series, and I think our next episode is going to be a bracket. So also be looking for that. And that's all I've got, Jordan. If you've got anything, I'm going to close it out.
Hoopla.
I hope you enjoyed the episode as much as we did. If you did, be sure to go visit our social medias. Definitely hit up our TikTok and our Instagram. We have a lot of fun interacting with you guys outside of the show. And if you want to keep up with us, definitely follow us on there. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one.